everyone. Today is fifth episode of the Richa Chaturvedi talk show, and today we have Shubhajit from Kolkata. And you must be wondering why I have a men on a talk show which is totally oriented towards the women. Well, today we are celebrating hashtag he for she. All right, so we'll discuss more about it in a bit, and we will discuss what he's been doing for the women empowerment and how he's contributing towards it. We will understand all this in greater details. I hope you are having good time. You have must have seen the last 4 episodes as well. Believe me, it is a bulb on moments. I'm sure you're going to have those moments while you are going through those episodes all together. Okay, so we'll start with Shubhajit. Hi, Shubhajit.
Hi.
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm doing absolutely good.
Amazing.
And I'm happy that you have made an exception in your women-oriented series to take a he for she perspective as well.
Thank you so much. Actually, you know what? I feel that the society is actually ready for he for she as well, wherein society is also ready for more of equality. It's just not about being feminist, it is more about equality, right?
Yes.
We stand together. That is what is most important, because I also
Yes.
do not believe in feminism, though I am contributing whatever effort I've been putting towards. I'm contributing towards women empowerment, but the empowerment is that you stand strong for yourself. You shouldn't be saying that I am better than men. No, we are not looking for being better than men, but yes, of course, we are looking for equality. Amazing.
Basically, whether it is men or women, we are all seeking to be the best version of ourselves.
Amazing.
And we are seeking the opportunities, and we are seeking the institutional structures to make that opportunity a possibility.
Correct. That's so beautiful. Okay, Shubhajit, before we dwell into this topic, he for she, and how you are contributing towards it, I want to know who you are for my audience, and just to give a brief intro about who you are and what you have achieved so far. Yeah.
Yes, I'm Subhajit Shome. I'm basically a certified management accountant in USA and a master's in economics by education. And I have a 16 years of corporate experience, which was basically secure in terms of finances, but killing in terms of my soul. So after my last company folded out due to the pandemic, I then decided that I should be focusing more on my soul, and my losing my job in that company which liquidated is more of a soul's calling than anything else. So if I do not prioritize myself at 41 to prioritize my passion, nobody else would. So I decided, after losing my so-called job in the pandemic last year, that enough is enough. Let me make a big effort towards living a meaningful and impactful life. And whatever happens, if I follow the path of my soul, I'll definitely do well, because after all, I'm following the urges of the universe within. So last year onwards, I have been focusing on writing my 5-book series. The first of which would be releasing around August 15th this year, which is a very significant date, because we know it is a date of independence for India. But so what better to celebrate independence for women, for humanity, rather than 15th of August. So that's the way I'm targeting my book, because there's a special significance to that date. And this 5-book series is all about triple bottom line freedom. So some of you who are already in the corporate sector would know what is about this triple bottom line. But for others, I'll just give a one-line summary of what it is. It is basically a concept where whatever we do, we prioritize our financial freedom, whether it is at the individual level or corporate level, and then we prioritize social upliftment, because a company or an individual does not operate at a vacuum. there are individuals and there are institutions which are there to support that individual and which are dependent on that individual's expertise. So we uplift those stakeholders, and finally we do the things in a manner which uplifts and restores the environment which has absolutely been decimated over the last 250 years of Adam Smith type of individual capitalism. Thankfully, that picture is now changing, and people like me and a community like me throughout the world are pushing for financial freedom, social upliftment, as well as environmental restoration on an individual and on an institutional basis. And of course, when we talk of stakeholders, how can we leave out 50% of the global population, which is our women? So unfortunately, many of the women, even in the advanced countries, they do not face equal opportunities. That is a fact. Whether I'm a man, I have been fortunate enough to be born a man, and I did not have to face many of the challenges. But this was not the case for my own mother, because when I was born, she had to give up her extremely lucrative career to take care of me, because nobody supported her desires and her will. So it is my burning desire that nobody else would go through when I have that power. I do not know how much power I have, but till I apply myself, I cannot leave my soul at rest. I must do something on my part to make sure that I myself empower women, and I myself create leaders, other leaders who empower women, probably women themselves.
Amazing, Shubhajit. Actually, this is need of the hour, and like you rightly said, that many countries, even the developed countries, do not have equal rights for women. That is true because most of the societies are patriarchy. Now, if you
Yeah,
just
and even if we see the recent Planned Parenthood controversy that is going on in America,
yes,
it's
I was
that
about to come on that. Yeah, I mean that is very unfortunate that uh, it's the um, it's the government of the country which is deciding what are my rights and
it is
how
not
I
even the
should be
government.
living my
It is
own
not
body.
even the government. It is the Supreme Court, which is consisting of highly conservative
Yes,
minority
yes,
of the population. They are deciding. First of
correct.
all, they never retire, and they are deciding as per their religious conviction what should be the fate of the entire country, which is
Yeah, and that's very unfortunate whatever is happening. But yes, that's how the society has been, and that's why we warriors are there to fight for our rights. Yes, of course. Okay, Shubhaji.
you can say we are not warriors. We are the people who show the light, so that
Yeah,
people who are in darkness, they know that there's a hope and there's a pathway available to them.
amazing. Yes, yes. Um, okay, Shubhaji, tell me one thing. What is this all he for she all about, and why do you endorse this so much?
Yes, he for she is basically an initiative which was expounded by Emma Watson in 2014. Emma Watson, as we know, is a very accomplished and talented actress who played Hermione Granger, who was the symbol of empowered feminism in the Harry Potter series, which is now the global bestseller series in the history of books. So in that, if Hermione Granger was the you can say representative of feminism, she was pretty powerful, and she was represented by Emma Watson herself. And so she's a pretty powerful lady and an accomplished and talented lady in her own right. And she then joined the United Nations as a goodwill ambassador. And her first initiative was this he for she movement, where she said clearly that it is not about just passing laws which will give women equal opportunities, because laws which can be passed today can be repassed tomorrow. Unless there's a change in mindset in the society, unless there's a change in mindset of not only the women but also the men who who look up to these women and who are absolutely adore these women in their lives, either as mothers, sisters, friends, romantic lovers, or wives, or whatever else, the role of the women in the role of the man. As long as that level of acceptance does not come in the other half of society, we can never have something called sustainable laws. Because as we see, Planned Parenthood was passed 50 years back, now it has been repealed. So laws don't really matter in the overall scheme of things. What really matters is the real change of attitude, the change of mindset. That's where he for she comes in. It is the men who feel that not only what the women feel are valid, but it is not only valid for the empowerment of women in their lives, but it is also valid for the empowerment of their own lives. Because if the women are happy, they who are loving them, they can also be happy. So it's all a law of reciprocity. So it is not about something that we are doing this for you. We are doing this for you so that we can do it for ourselves as well. So that is the real crux of the he for she movement.
Yes, that's amazing. And what is the importance of this movement for India now in 2022?
Whether it is in 2020 or in 2050, the 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 matter is, and especially I'll be talking of the firstly, I'll answer this in two parts. I'll firstly tell you the principle why this is important, and secondly I'll tell you the reason why it's especially important after the COVID factor which we have seen in the last 2 years. So the first part is, as a principle, uh, men will always be dependent on the women for the first 10 years of their lives, irrespective of the societal conditioning or anything else. Because ultimately, whether it be mothers, whether it be elder sisters, whether it be aunts, whatever it is, men will draw their inspiration and their upbringing from women. So if they see that women are empowered, and women tell him to be respectful for other women, because ultimately, by being respectful to other women, they are respecting them also as women folk. So if they do that, it is empowering for women. It is empowering for women. It is empowering for men as well, who make better choices from early on in life. Now, there's a book. I do not know how many of you have read the book, but there's a book called Conversations with God. And the title of the book is Conversations with God. Hello, your voice got cut suddenly, actually.
Yeah. Actually, there was a power cut. Yes, please continue. There was a book
Okay.
you were talking about. Yes.
Yeah, there's a book called Conversations with God, and one of the passages in the Conversation with God is the reason we are having all kinds of physical abuse on women is because from the very young age, men have been taught that women are not to be considered as equals, and they are just to dominate over all the women. But when they see women empowered in their lives through their fathers who are empowering their wives, and thus they see from the early age that women are also empowered, they'll make better choices to respect all women in their lives, whether it is be their classmates, whether it be their teachers, whether it be any other women in their lives in any capacity.
Yes, it's basically the
So,
patriarchy which has been injected in the mindsets of
yes,
all the people, irrespective of the gender, whether you are a man or a woman. It has been so. Even if the men give you full importance, and still the women of the family or the women of the society, they will feel no, I don't require this, or I do not deserve this. So that kind of a
yeah,
mentality, the mindset needs to change, not just for the
exactly.
men but for the women also, that they have to understand it is high time that they have to stand for themselves.
Yes, and one of the books, Lean In by Lean In by Sandra something. She's the Facebook CEO. her book is actually talking right about this point, that you stand up for yourself, because if you do not believe in your dreams, you can't expect the men to suddenly see within you,
Yes,
because ultimately you are your own reflection, and whatever you reflect out to the society comes back at you, whether
correct.
it is the
Very true.
opposition or not doesn't matter, but first you need to show yourself to the world in an
Yes,
authentic manner.
yes, and I think that is very much important that the women of the society and the households, they need to first actually respect themselves, have that kind of a faith that
Yes,
yes, yes, they deserve to be successful, they deserve to
yes,
have that kind, all of that kind of money and growth and respect all together, and still they can have that kind of a love and
yes,
relation.
and they deserve it. They deserve it not just for themselves, but they deserve it for all future examples of their generations to come, like
Very
all
true.
future generations of their gender to come.
Yes,
Like
very true, very true. Actually, we are setting the examples. We are leading by examples, and we are setting the examples for the for
like for example, Mary Curie. Mary Curie set the example that in 1911, with all kinds of discrimination against women, she could still win 2 Nobel Prizes in science. So she set a hallmark for other women in science to follow her.
in fact, we don't have to go anywhere else. Our own Indian history is full of examples. The women who have stood by the men for the freedom fight as well. So we don't have to go. And of course, these examples are, I think, will be there in most of the families that our ancestors were part of the freedom
Yeah,
fight.
and a yes.
Yes,
Um,
right. So
uh,
our own ancestral histories, family histories are full of examples here that
yes,
someone or the other will be part of that fight, and they are actually they have set the examples. But the
yes.
way we have been evoluting, with the evolution, actually somewhere the society as the values of the societies have gone down because possibly
Yes, and even we have regressed as a society, because if you see the Vedas, in Vedas, women were of equal importance. There were people
yes,
who used to hold arguments with the rishis,
yes, yes.
and women used to study on an equal basis in the gurukuls.
True, very
It
true.
was it all regressed
Yes, in
since the
fact,
first century AD onwards,
yes,
when the
in fact,
Guptas came in and all that.
yes, in fact, I totally agree that the Gurukul Paddhati had a in fact the as per the Gurukul Paddhati, the women of the Gurukul who used to take care of the kids out there who studying, they used to call her Guruma. So
Yes,
Guruma is basically not just providing you love, affection, and food. She's also the teacher for you. She's
yes,
providing you all that wisdom and insight into the life altogether. So, and even
yes,
the guru also used to keep her at a higher position as compared to himself, because he himself also used to look up to the guruma for the upliftment of the child and for the nurturing and nourishing of the people, of the kids out there.
yes,
So the Gurukul
yes,
Paddhati,
exactly.
our own Gurukul Paddhati has this kind of a position for women, but somehow with the Britishers coming in and the education system changing, of course,
Yes,
that value system has deteriorated. That value system has gone down
yes.
somewhere.
It has just gone worse and worse over the years.
Yes,
It
but
was
then
still good. It was still good during the Buddha's times, but after after Buddha's death, things got just worse and worse. It's like
till now things are again
society has digressed
there
like
is
anything.
some again the society is rising up to this fact that of course we need
Yes, because if you go down the depths of your darkness, you only have to go upstairs. You only have to go up, because
basic.
you're already down the dump.
Yes,
You're
that's
already
so
down the dump.
amazing, that's so
You
amazing.
can't go any lower than that.
Yes,
If you
yes,
see the Nirbhaya case, if you see the news articles in the University of Kyoto, which is in Japan, University of Tokyo, they used to purposely uh, ignore the mark sheets of women so that they could not be given admission. If this is happening in a place like Japan, what hope is there for a place like India? So Like,
Very true. Very true.
it's
Um, okay, Shubhajit, tell me one thing. Now, we have discussed about your triple bottom line and he for she campaign and everything. You said that you're writing a book, as in you're writing 5 book series. So, what is this
yeah,
book all about? And you were saying earlier that this book is actually you're writing for the women. So, what is it all about? And
yeah.
you just throw a little more light on it.
Yes, sure. The book series is a 5 book series called Triple Bottom Line Freedom. Now, as I explained you, what is triple bottom line? It's simultaneously financial freedom, social upliftment, and environmental regeneration. And this is this kind of freedom uh, is needs to be location free. Now, when I talk of location free, obviously I mean in terms of digital entrepreneurship. And digital entrepreneurship is primarily benefiting women, then senior citizens, teenagers at home who feel that they are unheard of, then specially abled people, then chronically unemployed. So these are the kinds of, or extreme people in extreme poverty, but who still have an internet connection. These kind of people get to specially benefit from this book, because it teaches any person who is challenged by the societal norms, and especially women, because unfortunately that still is a reality in India, that women are challenged in terms of external labeling and norms. And so if women can show the world that sitting at home without going for an open fight against the men folk, if sitting at home with the online resources and technology, if they can earn from all around the world, sharing their gift and give their gift back to and share their gift with the society, as well as uplift other women, and then also directly contributing to environmental causes, and or maybe, having the time freedom because of this extra financial freedom to directly volunteer in environmental activities, such as cleaning up the ocean, or same something like planting trees. All of this, if women can do, and they can proudly say that I do not need to go outside also to connect with the whole world. The internet itself does that for me. But it is all about systematically doing that. It is about developing that confidence. It is about developing that vision. So that is my first of the 5 book series called Inner Game. So Inner Game is all about having that clarity from within, having that mindset, having that health. Because if our body doesn't support us, we can't do much. So having all those inner factors before we dive into the financial factors, we dive into the business factors, we dive into the systems, we dive into the contribution and impact factors. So these are the other 4 books. But first, it is all about the inner game. We should be clear within ourselves what is our gift, what we want to do, what kind of impact we will be having, uh, and why we are living. So if we are talking about Simon Sinek, say, because he's one author I'm deeply inspired by, one of the few men actually I'm deeply inspired by. So he says, have a why, find a why. If the why is clear to you, anyhow you can manage. So whether I know for my purpose in life is to create triple bottom line leaders. Now whatever life throws at me, I'll be able to accept it, because ultimately I know that life is far bigger than myself. Similarly, for you, life is far bigger than yourself, because even if you are bedridden by some disease tomorrow, you know that you can still have the energy to get up and make a video, because you know that your life is far bigger than yourself, because your purpose gives you that passion, it gives you that fire within to tackle anything in life, whatever it comes your way, because you know that you have that soul's calling, that urge, that passion, that life is far bigger than yourself. That is what I'm calling by inner game. You have that inner game, but of course inner game has to be has to be like coordinated with your own health. It has to be coordinated with your mindset. It has to be coordinated with the urgings of your soul. It has to be coordinated with your skills. There are like 5, 6 factors which go behind that inner game. So I have dedicated the entire first book of the series of financial, social, and environmental freedom to this inner game factor. So, and then the other 4 books which I briefly touched about.
Okay, amazing.
And it is not only for women, but it is specially benefiting for women who are, say, home based. They are like my mother, who were forced at home because of societal norms. Now they can say that 5 hours I give to my child, but 3 hours I can give exclusively to myself. When everybody else is sleeping, I'll give 3 hours to share my gift. I'll take those 3 hours to create valuable content for others, to inspire others. Nowadays, we have YouTube, we have Spotify, we have thousands of modes, we have blogs, we can write our books. You can say we are in a golden age of communication. So even if we are at home, nothing is stopping us from sharing our gifts. It is all about that passion. Your body may be dead tired after talking to your children, raising your children, serving your family. But even then, at 4 o'clock, you still would have the energy to wake up if you know that your life is more than you. Because that is all about where that inner fire, that why, that purpose comes in life.
Yes,
And it
amazing.
is valid for both men, women, everybody in society.
That is so true. Actually, the thing is that the more you're connected to your core, the more you're connected to your soul, the better person you would be, because then you know what is your life purposes and why you are there in a position, in time, place, and space where you're standing right now, and what you actually need to do
Yes,
towards,
and
towards
in fact,
adding value.
to your viewers, I would like to suggest one more book. Probably they have already heard of it. It's called "Man's Search for Meaning" by Viktor Frankl. And if people read this book, they'll know that uh, if you are in that kind of situation where life has no meaning, like life is a series of torture and mental downpouring every day by the hands of the enemy, who treat you worse than dogs, and worse than any other animal also. If you still find a meaning in that kind of situation in life, where you have lost all your loved ones, nothing in life seems worthwhile, you can find purpose in any other thing in life, whether it be your health, whether it be your economic situation, anything else. If you can find purpose in that level of desperation in life, anything else you can take care of.
You know what? Sometime back, I was writing this one article for e-paper, and that article was on victimhood, and
Wait,
that on victimhood,
okay.
right? And in that article, I wrote this thing. The crux of the article was that if you're going through pain, right, and it is your
Hmm.
choice that you are deciding to stay as a victim or come out
Yes,
as a wiser person. So it is completely your choice what you want to embrace. So
correct.
if you can find your learnings and come out of it as a as a hero, or as a victorian, then
Yes,
possibly you can add more value to the whole, not just to yourself, to your family, and to your society as well. Okay.
yes, absolutely,
But again,
absolutely.
this is your choice. It is like 80% of the people, they choose to stay as victim because of the fact that they feel very comfortable with their victimhood completely.
Yes, comfortable as well as sympathy, because
Yes,
victims
yes,
always crave that sympathy of others.
yes,
But
yes.
life lived in sympathy of some other person, where you give the locus of control to the other person.
True, very true. So you actually, that's the reason why the world, however, we have such a big population, but still there is only 20% of the population which is more successful, growing, and contributing more. Almost
Yes,
80% of the contribution is coming from the 20% of the people, right?
yes,
Because of the fact that they know why they are there, they know their whys, they know that they have found out the meanings of their own life, they have their own
yeah,
life purpose altogether, and that's why they know that they are there to here to contribute.
Yes,
And
life is bigger than them.
yes,
Their life story is bigger than their own, you can say, lifespan also, because they will create such content, they'll create such institutions, they'll create such enterprises or such companies which will far outlive their own life, because they'll create those sort of systems. And to people who dedicate themselves to their purpose, there was a Shah Rukh Khan statement, or you can say there's a Paulo Coelho statement, that if you dedicate yourself to your life purpose, universe will bend beyond their backs to give you everything. So
that's
whether it be
amazing.
people, whether it be resources, whether it be teachers,
Mhm.
whether it be finances, whether it be ideas, opportunities, systems, you can say
Everything, everything.
in the world, everything will be provided to you with the universe, provided you are faithful to your passion.
Amazing. Yes. All right, Shubhajit, it was amazing talking to you today. And actually, I myself felt lot many things were reinforcing, reiterating. At the same time, there is some new learning as well, which I'm taking, and especially the triple bottom line, the idea of a triple bottom line, and I will definitely use it in my own courses and the different aspects of it. Nevertheless, thank you so much for coming in today, for taking that time out, because that time is precious and you have chosen to invest with the community, which I have been nurturing and nourishing these days. Thank you so much for that time. I want to have just your last words for the community.
Yes, to the community as well as to any person who views this, I'd say, uh, find out your life purpose by asking just one question: that if this moment I had some genie in front of me, that genie has given me all the time, all the money, all the opportunities, everything, health, energy, everything has given. What would I do for the rest of my life? That's the only question the genie is asking. So find out what would give you the greatest joy. Find out what is your best skill to provide that greatest joy to the world, and you have honored the universe. And if you honor the universe, universe will honor you 10 times more in terms of every dimension of abundance you can think of: financial, health, relationships, every other dimension you can think of. You will get it because you are honoring the universe, and we are part of the universe is within us. And if we honor it, that is the only thing we have come into the life to do, to honor our life purpose. So whether you are a man, whether you are a woman, whether you are in victimhood, whether you are having severe challenges in any dimension of life, just remember this: honor your purpose, share your gift, and you have honored the universe. After that, leave everything else.
Amazing, Shubhajit. Thank you so much for adding that value today. And to my tribe, please try to get up from your sleep now. It is already too much that you have had. Please get up for yourself. Yourself, respect your boundaries. It is what is most important right now, is that you stand up for your own rights and you stand up for your own freedom. And that's the only way that you can actually reclaim the respect and love altogether. Thank you so much. Thank you, Shubhaji. Thank you.
Thank you.